What's up guys, Lee from YGO Bournemouth here. Just got back from Nationals, the 2015 UK Nationals. I went 2-2, went up to round 5, and I wound up dropping, beginning of round 5 I got deck checked, and one of my anti-spell fragrances was apparently too bendy to be used. My opponent had the wrong name on his deck list, and yeah, that happened to me, and we were all 20 minutes into the round. I'd already played two Necros players. I wasn't feeling too enthusiastic. 2-2, round 5, it wasn't great. So I just decided I was going to drop instead, so I gave him the win. But I mean, this deck was pretty good. It struggled with Necros. My matches were round 1, Shaddoll mirror match, which was a really good game. I'll explain what I did when I get to the cards. Round 2 was Necros against the guy who was top 32 last time I checked. I think he made it into the top 10, which was a really good game again. Round 3 was another mirror match. This time I lost. Very good game. Round 4 was Necros, and I was flattened. Oh no, sorry. Round 4 was a bye. The guy didn't turn up, and round 5, was going to be Necros, which is why I dropped. I just didn't feel like playing another one. But yeah, into the profile. 3 copies of Shaddoll Beast. Obviously, draw power, so necessary with the Shaddoll deck. You need these guys. Great card. 3 Squamata, purely because I run 3 math, so send Squamata to send Beast to get a draw. Just makes logical sense. 1 Dragon. Wish I played 2. I found I used it too quickly and I wanted another one in game, but I'd already submitted a deck list by the time I tested, so I stuck with the 1. 2 Falco, really good card, possibly worth running at 3. My Shaddoll mirror match, game 1, the guy tried to use Shaddoll Fusion on a construct that I'd brought back from the graveyard using Falco, and it literally won me the game. He couldn't do anything round 1. 1 copy of Hedgehog, the only one I have in there, purely because I run the mistake build and I don't like searching, so he is useless if I've got mistake on board. But that's it for the shells. Going into the earth types, I ran 3 copies of Mathematician and 1 Parapara Cerberus. Really handy card, has helped us deal with a lot of things over the weekend. Definitely only a one-off, but a really nice tech. The light monsters, we're running 3 copies of Vela. Obviously effects, just don't like them. 1 copy of Felice. 1 DD Warrior Lady is tech to deal with anything that I can't have on the board. Ginlock in particular is great against this. You just go run over banish, or the fact that you're running Shaddoll, so if you set this face down, they normally think it's a Hedgehog or a Falco, so they'll attack it expecting that, and then you banish something they've got on the board that they may not have expected to lose. Really handy. 1 Thunder King, and MVP of games 1 and quite a few of my friendlies was Denko Seka. Denko's hilarious, but the guy, game 2, my first game, Shaddoll mirror match, he made me go first. I set just a Hedgehog on the board. He set 3 back row, 1 face down, which was a Falco. I normal summoned into Denko after he's chained anti-spell frag. So he passes turn. He activates anti-spell frag. I normal Denko. I then run over his face down Falco. I've still got Hedgehog face down. He draws into nothing. He doesn't set any monsters the next turn. Obviously, he can't set spells or traps because I've obviously got Denko on the board, so everything in his hand is now useless. Passes turn back to me. I flip Hedgehog, add Shaddoll Fusion turn. Not that I can use it. Tribute Hedgehog for Vanity's Fiend, and I use Vanity's Fiend and Denko Seka and his anti-spell fragrance just to poke him for game. Really good fun, really nice combo, but it was just complete lockdown. I sided Vanity's Fiends in. Works really well against Shaddolls. Spell cards. I ran 3 Fusion and 3L Shaddoll Fusion. I often found myself signing up 1 of the Fusion, particularly against Necros, because obviously you want them to have monsters, special summon from the extra deck, and they just don't do it enough, and they don't leave them on the board. 1 Regeki, one Mind Control, and one Foolish Burial. Mind Control, really good this format, purely for, again, Necros or any matchup, to be honest, if you're going with Shaddolls, because the attributes and the options that you've got in the extra deck now, being able to just take their monster, use it for your material, really helpful. But yeah, helped me get Annie Attilis out quite a lot. The traps, I run 2 Shadow Games, 2 Shaddoll Core, 3 copies of Mistake, 1 Warning, and 1 Emptiness. So yeah, that's the main build. Extra deck, I've got an Exciton, Castell, and I love Avil Chain. Obviously the 3 XEs that you use mostly in Shaddoll, they're all good cards. I didn't make Exciton at all, I did make Chain, I did make Castell. I always keep it in there just in case I have the opportunity, although he's not as viable when I'm not running the dragons or anything else that's ranked right level 4 that you can overlay with. Might consider cutting him, but again, too good a card, it's hard. For the Shaddoll fusions, I've got 3 Construct, obviously. You burn through them like lightning. 2 Winder, 1 Shekanaga, 1 Grista, just in case I dealt with Infernoids, and 2 copies of Annie Attilis. Good card. I only ever made 1, but it did help me when I made it, and it completely scared the hell out of the player I used it against because he was running Necros. Obviously, I'd locked him down with that, and I had a Vanity's Emptiness on the field as well. So he just completely locked out of his special summons. He couldn't even go for XCs. 1 Leo, 1 Black Rose Dragon, and 1 Arcanite Magician. Game 1 against my Mirror Match Shaddoll, made Arcanite to push for game. I actually popped his monster with it, and then attacked with this and a Construct for game. So yeah, definitely worth running the Arcanite at the moment, really helpful, and it was good to clear. And finally, extra side deck, sorry. I ran 2 Imperial Iron Wall for Ritual Beast, which I didn't need, and Infernoid. I didn't play either of them, so I didn't need them this weekend. Mind Controls, which I did side into for Necros. Anti-Spell Fragrances, again, did side in 1 of them for Necros. The culprit card that got me a game loss because of the bend. How annoying, huh? Didn't even think it was anything major. Something in the side deck, but it is what it is. 2 Dark Hull. Obviously, ball clearance, gin lock, things like that. Second copy of DD Warrior Lady, just in case you want to troll. MVP against Shaddoll's Vanity's Fiend, really friggin' helpful in both my matches against Shaddoll. Definitely worth running in your sideboard just to stop the opponent doing anything. For Mirror Match and for Necros and for Satella Knight, I teched in Puppet Plants, taking Warriors and Spellcasters and using them to make my fusions. And for Clifford and anything else that's back row heavy or problem cards, 2 copies of MST. But yeah, that's my deck profile. I took it to Nats. It was fun. I'm going to be trying out the Zephyr stuff, which I picked up at Nats, and I hope to put a profile of that up pretty soon. I'm looking at the Zephyr Satella Knight at the moment. Quite like the ideas I'm coming up with, but we'll see how it tests. But yeah, for now, let's lay out.